Everyone, please be seated. Court is calling 2023 CR 1425, State of Texas versus Destiny Nicole Cortez. Can I have parties announced for the record for the state?
Hank Wilkins for the state, Your Honor.
Defense?
Sean Sheffield.
Are you Ms. Cortez? Counsel, have you received all the discovery and did you review it with your client?
I have.
Court will find that the state is in compliance with discovery. Ms. Cortez, I'm showing you what's entitled True Bill of Indictment. Did you review that with your attorney? Did you understand it?
Yes, ma'am.
Counsel, do you waive the reading of the indictment?
I do, Your Honor.
State, are you proceeding on the indictment as presented?
Your Honor, yes, Your Honor. It should be for less than a gram.
Yes.
Yes, Your Honor, we are.
All right. Going to show you what's entitled Court Admonishments. Did you review that with your attorney? Did you understand it? Did you sign it in all the appropriate places?
Yes, ma'am.
Did you understand you're charged with the offense of possession of controlled substance, penalty group 1, less than 1 gram? That's a state jail felony. The range of punishment is anywhere from 180 days up to 2 years in the state jail facility and up to a $10,000 fine. Did you understand?
Yes, ma'am.
If you have a plea bargain agreement with the state, the court does not have to follow your plea. If for any reason the court doesn't follow your plea and gives you more than you bargained for, the fact that you entered a plea will not be used against you and you will be allowed to withdraw your plea. Did you understand?
Yes.
Did you understand you have a right to jury trial, a right for you or your attorney to cross-examine and confront any? Ms. Cortez, has anyone threatened you, coerced you, or placed you in fear to get you to enter this plea?
No, Judge.
Has anyone promised you anything other than the plea?
No, Judge.
Are you satisfied with the way you've been represented?
Yes, Judge.
Are you a U.S. citizen?
Yes.
Court will find that defendant has knowingly and voluntarily waived her right to jury trial. Showing you the plea bargain page. Did you review that with your attorney? Did you understand it?
Yes, ma'am.
According to the plea, punishment is to be assessed at 55 days in the Bexar County Jail under 12.44, and there are no applications. Did you understand that to be the plea?
Yes.
Defense?
Yes, Your Honor.
State?
Yes, Your Honor.
I'm showing you the waiver of appeal paragraph. Did you review that paragraph with your attorney? Did you understand it? Did you sign it in all the appropriate places?
Yes. Sir.
Then to the offenses charged, how do you plead? Guilty, not guilty, or no contest?
No contest.
State any evidence?
Your Honor, I submit State's Exhibit 1 in the attachments.
No objection.
And you may continue to confer.
Thank you.
Showing you what's entitled waiver and consent to stipulation of testimony and stipulations. Did you review that document with your attorney? Did you understand it? Did you sign it in all the appropriate places?
Yes, Judge.
Again, did you understand you have a right to jury trial, a right for you or your attorney to cross-examine and confront any witnesses the state would call and the right to remain silent?
Yes.
Court will find that defendant has knowingly and voluntarily waived and consented to stipulation of testimony and stipulations. Court will accept into evidence State's Exhibits 1 and attachments and review the same. All right, after reviewing State's Exhibits 1 and attachments, the court will find there is sufficient evidence to find you guilty, and the court will find you guilty. Are you proceeding with sentencing?
We are. Your Honor.
All right, what's going on with her parole case?
Your Honor, she has a hearing on Wednesday. Your Honor.
All right. And you're aware that by pleading in this case, they will use that against you in your hearing?
Yes, Judge.
All right. And what are you on parole for?
Assault.
Okay.
Injury to a child. Judge.
All right, how old are you?
30.
30? What are you planning on doing with the rest of your life?
Management.
How?
Working, going back to school, bettering myself.
All right, so why were you not doing that before?
Wrong choices, wrong people, being around the wrong crowd.
All right, you know, when people come to me and say they were around the wrong crowd, if that crowd of people were in here and I would have asked them what was going on and they would say being around the wrong people, wrong crowd. And I'd ask them, well, who's the wrong crowd? You know what they'd say? Ms. Cortez. You can't have a crowd of wrong people unless you have people who are doing wrong. You understand?
Yes, Judge.
And that means everybody. All right, I'm going to follow your agreement. I'm going to find you guilty. I'm going to sentence you to 55 days in the Bexar County Jail under 1244. And I'm going to give you credit for any time served. I'm showing you what's entitled Trial Court Certification of Defendants' Rights to Appeal. Did you review that with your attorney? Did
Judge.
you understand it and did you sign it?
Yes, Judge.
All right, because this is a plea bargain agreement, because I followed your plea bargain agreement, and because you waived your right to appeal, you do not have the court's permission to appeal. Do you understand?
Yes, Judge.
Because this is a felony conviction, you're not allowed to own or possess any weapons or ammunition. If you have a question over what a weapon or ammunition is, you need to speak to an attorney. You understand?
Yes, Judge.
All right, we can go off the record. Here's the thing. I've represented people who've been on parole before, and I know that parole sets conditions as well. And their conditions are so that you can be successful on parole and be a fine, upstanding citizen. So obviously you have a drug problem. You need to let them know that at parole, if they continue you on parole, so that that can be handled. Nobody knows what your issues are. Nobody knows what your problems are if you do not tell them. You understand?
Yes.
All right, good luck to you, okay?
Thank you, Judge.
You're welcome.
Thank you, Judge.
All right. Hello, how are you doing today?
No, thank you.
All right, the yellow uniforms are now cleaner than they were before. So your attorney is here, Ms. Garza.
Yes, ma'am.
So the state dismissed your case,
Okay.
and I'm assuming you're in yellow because you're expecting.
Yes, ma'am.
All right. So they dismissed the case. So here's the thing,
Mhm.
and this is just me telling you, you can do whatever you wish with this information,
Yes, ma'am.
but you have a child that you have to take care of now. And before they're brought into this world, hopefully they will be brought into the world and have the best shot at life they can have.
Okay.
So I've done CPS work. I know your attorney has done work. There's nothing worse than a baby being born positive and having withdrawals,
Mhm.
because that baby is in pain. They don't know why they're in pain. A lot of times they don't stop screaming and hollering because they're going through withdrawals.
Okay.
And nobody knows for sure how that child is going to be as they enter school, what impact or effect drug use will have had on them. Do you understand?
Yes, ma'am.
So the baby that you're carrying, you're going to have to make sure that you give them the best shot you can give them at being successful. All right?
Mhm. Yes, ma'am.
All right. Good luck to you.
Thank you. Yes, ma'am. Thank you.
Good morning, Your Honor.
Morning.
If you recall with me last time we were here,
Oh,
we were.
Mhm.
We're not.
yeah,
ready.
yeah, we're not on the record. So
Sorry,
let me go on the record.
I'm jumping the gun.
That's okay. All right. The court is calling 2023 CR 3412B. I'm sorry, if you're in the box, there's to be no talking in the box behind the court reporter. Mr. Garcia. Excuse me, counsel. Hi. If you want to speak to your client, because we're on the record, he'll have to be moved to that end. All right, the court is going to call 2023 CR 3412B, State of Texas versus Eliza Sierra. Can I have parties announced for the record for the state
Hank Wilkins for the state, Your Honor.
defense?
Humberto Saldaña for Eliza Sierra.
Are you Mr. Sierra?
Yes, ma'am.
I'm still working on your first name. There are a lot of vowels and I'm trying to figure out which ones are silent and which ones are not. All right, you entered a plea on July 5th to count 1 of no contest. The state waived count 2 without objection. According to the plea bargain agreement, punishment is to be assessed at 8 years in the prison. There's a $500 fine. The state is opposing your application for deferred adjudication. They're recommending community supervision, and there are several. Well, there is one case that there's a judgment set on. Outside the agreement, they're asking that your probation be for a term of 8 years. The court wanted this reset for a TAP evaluation. Have both parties reviewed the TAP evaluation?
Yes, Your Honor.
Yes, Your Honor.
All right, states you're opposed to the application for deferred adjudication?
Yes, Your Honor. We, based on the defendant's criminal history, we oppose deferred and we recommend community supervision probation, Judge.
All right, Mr. Sierra, here is the thing. If the court were to grant your application for deferred adjudication, if for any reason you are revoked, if I place you on deferred, the court has the full range of punishment up to life in prison. If it is just regular probation, that means you will have a conviction. And according to your plea bargain agreement, the most time I can sentence you to is 8 years in the prison if for some reason you are revoked. You know yourself better than I do, better than your attorney does, better than the state's attorneys does. If you want deferred adjudication, I will give you deferred adjudication, but you're looking at the full range of punishment. Which would you prefer?
For probation,
I'm sorry?
probation.
Regular probation.
Okay. All right. Do you have any children?
Yes, ma'am.
What are their ages?
6, 7, and 8.
And who do they live with?
Their mother.
And do you live with the mother or you all are separated?
Yeah.
So if you're released from custody, where would you be staying?
I would go to my mom's, but like I'm trying to fix it with, work it out with my kid's mother. And fix things, you know.
Does your mother want you at her home?
Oh, yeah. Oh, yeah.
Oh, no, we say, oh, yeah,
Oh,
but did you,
I'm sorry, I'm
did
sorry.
you-
I'm sorry, Your Honor, I'm sorry.
did you call her and ask permission
Yes,
to
ma'am.
stay with her?
Yes, ma'am.
And what was her answer?
Yes.
All right, this is what the court is going to do. The court is going to sentence you to 8 years in the prison, suspended and probated for 8 years. There's a $500 fine that will be probated. Has the judgment satisfied already been taken care of in county court? Cause number 699061.
Judge, let me grab my computer. I'm sorry.
All right, thank you. There'll be 200 hours of community service restitution. Going to ask for parenting classes and probation. Whichever parenting classes probation deems appropriate, be it rainbows, a compadre, or triple P. Either of those will be agreeable to the court.
Judge, I can email those prosecutors to run the judgment satisfied if that's okay.
Sure. And there should be a judgment satisfied in county court for cause number 699061. There should be destruction of the handgun in that case. Regular reporting by Zoom or in person. We're going to do the UA hotline until further notice. Intensive outpatient treatment with probation. 90 sober meetings in 90 days. Proof of employment within 30 days of release. There's to be no employment as a home health care provider or with minors. There's to be no unsupervised contact with minors until further notice. How old are you?
I'm 31.
What are you planning on doing with the rest of your life?
Be there with my kids, hopefully go.
Excuse me, just 1 second. Sir, you dropped something. Okay. All right, we're back on the record.
Get this done and hopefully go back to the islands, you know, and live life better than this.
Okay. Probation, is there anything else he needs? I will give 150 hours credit for that. So the other 50 hours you need to do, got to keep your mind alert and busy. You understand?
Thank you, Your Honor.
All right. Is there anything else you need from the court to be successful?
That's it right there.
All right. And probation, if I could have field visits, and I need to verify that he's living with his mother. So we'll do field visits 1 time per month for 3 months. And if there are no issues, then let the court know.
And if, because my he's locked up too. So if my brother gets like probation and stuff like that, they're gonna interfere with mines?
Oh, probation will let you know.
Okay.
What is your brother locked up for?
Oh, I'm not sure. I'm not too sure really. I haven't talked to him in a while, so.
Okay. All right. Anything else you need from the court?
No.
And I don't know, Bashan, I don't know the extension, what is his criminal history, the extent of it? Does he have any violent offenses? State?
No, Your Honor. He has an obstruction of a highway from 2021 and unlawful carrying in 2022.
All right, we'll do a referral to felony drug court, see if they have room for him. Yes, we'll do that while in custody. If felony drug court accepts you, felony drug court will be the person who's in charge of your probation. You only come back to me if you're unsuccessful at felony drug court, or you want me to show up for your graduation. Because it is Monday and we're doing the referral today, they'll be able to see you this week. Okay?
Judge, would you be able to, just because it's been a little while and we were looking at probation except for the tap 2 weeks ago.
Mhm.
Would it be possible for him to be released even to home confinement so that he could tie up some things that he hasn't done for several months? Just only because he's got those things pending and you know how it is, Your Honor, not being able to work, accrue some bills that the
Mhm.
family can't exactly withstand. And I understand he's gonna be with mom, but he's still trying to help out as much as possible.
No, I understand the issue here is that you have a heavy drug problem. And I could release you into the world, send you to your mom without the possibility of being in felony drug court. But that would be wrong for me to do that because you need help. And this will give you help. Do you understand? So staying in custody an extra 3 days, yeah, that's a lot. That's 3 days out of your life. But staying in custody an extra 3 days, so I won't see you again potentially for a violation, or you won't use drugs again, I think it's worth it.
I understand.
All right. You reviewed the trial court certification,
We did, Your Honor.
understood it and signed it?
Yes, Your Honor.
All right, because this is plea bargain agreement, because I followed your plea bargain agreement, and because you waive your right to appeal, you do not have the court's permission to appeal. Do you understand? Because this is a felony conviction, you're not allowed to own or possess any weapons or ammunition. If you have a question over what a weapon or ammunition is, you'll need to speak to an attorney. Do you understand?
Yes.
All right, we can go off the record. So what is this neck tattoo about?
When I was young.
All right, and I see you have St. Croix,
Yes, my island.
right? So when are you going back to St. Croix?
Hopefully when I get this done, save up enough money.
Do you have
Sure.
family there?
Yes, all my family's there really, either there or in Miami or in New York.
Okay. But not, your mom's not there.
No, my mom, no, because she got with somebody from here, from San Antonio, and it didn't work out with him, so.
All right, I hear St. Croix may be expensive. I had a couple of classmates who were from St. Croix.
It actually really isn't. It's not, and now the US just fixed it up and stuff, so it's pretty beautiful now from what I hear, so I want to check that out.
All right, you may not want to say that too loudly because then everybody will go down there and prices will rise. Yeah, Deputy Laura and I and the rest of the staff, we're looking for a place to retire. I can't swim, but I can just sit on the beach and watch the waves. All right, good luck to you. In this court, communication is key.
Yes.
So while you're on this probation, you need to ask yourself this question for everything you do. Is this something that will result in me potentially going to prison for 8 years? If the answer is yes, don't do it. If the answer is maybe, don't do it. You understand?
Yes, ma'am.
And if your brother gets out of custody and comes to stay there, you are two separate human beings. You need to stay on your path. You understand? All right, good luck to you.
Have a good day, Anna.
Oh, thank you so much. You have a great day.
Appreciate it.
And are you Mr. Waller? Counsel, have you received all the discovery and did you review it with your client?
I have, Your Honor.
Court will find that the state is in compliance with discovery. Mr. Waller, I'm showing you what's inside a true bill of indictment. Did you review that with your attorney?
Yes,
Did
ma'am.
you understand it?
Yes, ma'am.
Counsel, do you waive the reading of the indictment?
I do.
State, are you proceeding on the indictment as presented?
We are, Your Honor.
Mr. Waller, I'm showing you what's entitled court admonishments. Did you review that with your attorney? Did you understand it? Did you sign it in all the appropriate places?
Yes, ma'am.
Did you understand you're charged with the offense of theft under $2,500 enhanced? That's a state jail felony. Range of punishment is anywhere from 180 days up to 2 years in the state jail facility and up to a $10,000 fine. Did you understand?
Yes, ma'am.
If you have a plea bargain agreement with the state, the court does not have to follow your plea. If for any reason the court doesn't follow your plea and gives you more than you bargained for, the fact that you entered a plea will not be used against you and you will be allowed to withdraw your plea. Did you understand?
Yes, ma'am.
Has anyone promised you anything other than the plea?
No, ma'am.
Are you satisfied with the way you've been represented?
Yes, ma'am.
Are you a U.S. citizen?
Yes, ma'am.
Court will find that defendant has knowingly and voluntarily waived his right to jury trial, showing you the plea bargain page. Did you review that with your attorney? Did you understand it?
Yes, ma'am.
According to the plea, punishment is to be assessed at 180 days in the state jail facility. There's a $1,500 fine and there are no applications. Did you understand that to be the plea?
Yes, ma'am.
Defense,
Yes.
state,
It is, Your Honor.
showing you the waiver repeal paragraph. Did you review that paragraph with your attorney? Did you understand it? Did you sign it in both places?
Yes, ma'am.
Did you understand by signing that you're waiving your right to appeal? The only items that can be appealed are written pretrial motions that have been filed, heard, and ruled upon by the court. Did you understand?
Yes, ma'am.
Counsel, have there been any such motions?
No, Your Honor.
Then to the offenses charged, how do you plead? Guilty, not guilty, or no contest?
Guilty.
State any evidence?
Yes, Your Honor. State exhibit number 1 with all of its attachments.
No objections.
All right, state, you may continue to confer.
Thank you.
Showing you what's entitled wavering consent to stipulation of testimony and stipulations. Did you review that with your attorney? Did you understand it? Did you sign it in all the appropriate places?
Yes, ma'am.
Again, did you understand you have a right to jury trial, a right for you or your attorney to cross-examine and confront any witnesses the state would call in the right to remain silent?
Yes, ma'am.
Court will find that defendant has knowingly and voluntarily waived and consented to stipulation of testimony and stipulations. Court will accept into evidence states exhibits 1 and attachments and review the same. All right, after reviewing states exhibits 1 and attachments, the court will find there is sufficient evidence to find you guilty and the court will find you guilty. Are you proceeding with sentencing?
Yes, Your Honor.
Anything you wish to say on behalf of your client?
Judge, we're just asking the court to follow the recommendation of the ADA. Mr. Waller has been in custody for about 137 days at the Ware County Jail.
All right, Mr. Waller, why do you keep stealing?
Ma'am, my last time I was 17 and I didn't know any better.
But how old are you now?
I'm 32.
So what are your plans?
My plan is to get my tattoos removed and try to go to the Navy.
All right, well, good luck on the Navy, but they may not accept you. It depends on what your criminal history is, okay?
Do Army?
They're all the same. So it depends on criminal history. So let's say, I'm not saying it won't happen, but if that were to fall through, what are your plans?
I will just have to go to a boarding home.
Okay.
I get disability and I have to take my medication and do as I'm supposed to do.
Okay. All right. Can we go off the record for a moment, please? Can you mute us? All right. So here's the thing. Make sure that you do that because otherwise things are going to backslide and things are going to fall off. Okay. So time when you're released, make sure that you go for Center for Healthcare Services and make sure that you go to Salvation Army.
Okay.
All right. And if there's an issue with either Center for Healthcare Services or either for Salvation Army, you can come back to this court and let me know, and I'll make phone calls if nobody has any objections to try to get you the help that you need. Okay.
I really, my family, they're supporting me mentally and physically, and I got a caseworker as what's that? Center for Healthcare Services.
All right. So you need to stay in touch with your casework. Okay.
Yes.
All right. How much time does he have in at the jail?
137 days, Judge.
All right. I'm going to find you guilty. I'm going to sentence you to 137 days in the state jail facility. State, let me ask a question concerning this.
Judge. I don't believe you can.
Yeah, I know, because the minimum is 180. So this is what I wanted to ask you all. So it appears that he has, based upon his arms and everything, that he has some mental health issues. Is his history just theft cases?
He does have a burglary of habitation in his past, Your Honor, that he has conviction for. If you'd like, I believe I put it in the steps, the easy to read one.
Yes. All right. It's very important that you get this mental health issues taken care of, okay? And you don't have any doubt that he's competent.
I don't, Your Honor.
All right, so this is what we'll do. I'll follow your agreement. I'm going to find you guilty. I'm going to sentence you to 180 days in the state jail facility. And here's the thing, let's say, even if you had 180 days state jail credit time right now, they would still transfer you to the state jail facility and release you from there. Okay? There's going to be a $1,500 fine, time and money for run concurrent. And the court will give you credit for any time served. Is there anything else with regards to sentencing?
Nothing further.
You have a question?
Will I have to go get a new number?
No, but I do know they will process you. So they'll process you in. And if the part of their processing is that they give you a new number, they will. If not, because I've had sometimes people who are through TDCJ, they keep their number. So it just really depends, okay?
Okay.
All right, I'm showing you what's entitled Trial Court Certification of Defendants' Rights to Appeal. Did you review that document with your attorney? Did you understand it? Did you sign it in all the appropriate places?
Yes, ma'am.
Because this is a plea bargain agreement, because I followed your plea bargain agreement, because you waive your right to appeal, you do not have the court's permission to appeal. Do you understand?
Yes.
Because this is a felony conviction, you're not allowed to own or possess any weapons or ammunition. If you have a question of what a weapon or ammunition is, you'll need to speak to your attorney. Do you understand? All right. All right. Good luck to you, okay?
Thank you.
All right.